welcome back to the next episode of the Cashflow Pirate Podcast. This is episode number 10, and I will be covering the Blue Ocean strategy this week, as I promised last week. So here it is. So, first question is, what the hell is the Blue Ocean strategy? And again, I know, I can't say that word, strategy. Blue Ocean strategy, what it is. Okay, so the idea was created by two people, W. Chan Kim and Renee Malborgner. I've probably got that completely wrong, but you can check that out yourself. And the whole idea is that if you can imagine companies live in an ocean feeding on fish, the fish are the customers. The more competition that there are for the fish, the more fish get eaten, and then the more fish that they get eaten turns the water red from all the, killing. Then you come along with your idea and you try and join and match the current competition. So if you imagine the competition are sharks and they're eating the fish, you're a shark, you've jumped into the pool, into the ocean, and you're competing for the same fish that these bigger sharks are currently already eating. It does make sense because you see these bigger sharks making sales and they're doing well, so it makes sense to jump into the same ocean as these guys and do what they're doing, so catch the fish that they're already catching. But if we stick to the ocean analogy, does it make sense to jump in to that ocean and hunt for the same fish? The water's already crammed full of other predators who are probably more experienced and have settled into their routine. In the water, they know what they're doing, they know how to hunt, whereas we're still trying to learn. The whole idea of this strategy is, what you need to do is find a blue ocean where the waters haven't been bloodied, and that you're the only predator or one of very few predators. But it's not exactly easy to find a nice untapped ocean just sitting there waiting for you. So how do you do it? What do you do? And the answer, according to this book, is create your own blue ocean. As simple as that. Look at what your competition is doing back in the bloodied red ocean, and then think, rather than just doing what they're doing already, how can you do something that's completely, radical, different, unique, but still in the same industry? So you don't have to create a whole new idea just to make a business, but just take what they're doing and figure out what are they not doing just as much as what they are doing. So what are they not doing currently that you can potentially do? So you're going to take your idea, which is similar to someone else's, and kind of fork it into your own ocean. If you're going to be competing with these people, if you're competing on price just to get the lowest price, you're never going to win long term, because companies can operate at a loss just to get the customers in, which they do, and plenty of companies do that. And we don't want to be. It's not a race to the bottom. We don't want to do that. That's terrible. So that's never going to be fun or successful really in the long term. So let's not really do that. So probably a better option is that if we can compete on value and benefits, so do something that's not even in the same universe as your competition. They're not even anywhere near this. So you're going to be head and shoulders above them in your own blue ocean, doing your own thing. Compete with yourself. That's what we want to do. We want to be our biggest competition. So when I read this theory, to be honest, it blew my tiny mind. I absolutely loved it. I thought this was a great idea. It really triggered something on me, and I knew that it's definitely something I want to look into and something I can really use going forward. So I thought to myself, well, it sounds like a perfect podcast episode. So what I want to do is think about, how can I use this theory? I'm using theory instead of strategy. You're getting theory now, okay? So how can I use this theory in the idea that I had, which I mentioned in the last episode, in my plan to sort of create a course or community or something for entrepreneurs, the other word I can't say, who are in the same boat as me. I want to create something around helping people start up, because that's, as I've said before, that's what I really like doing. I really like getting people started and feel like they're moving on. So I'm trying to find some way of making money based on that idea. So how can I use this theory, Blue Ocean theory, to push this forward? because there's plenty of people just making courses, how-to courses, sticking it online and charging for it. Yeah, there's hundreds, thousands of people doing that, which is great. And, I thought, well, why don't I do the same? And that's why this Blue Ocean idea was so interesting to me, because I basically did the same thing. I thought, well, these guys are doing it. And like I said, if someone else is doing it, they must be making money on it. So the idea does work. Competition is fine. Like I said before, there's no problem with competition. It's just proving the point that it's something that will sell. But then when I read this Blue Ocean strategy, I thought, it's right. How can I make helping people slightly different, or as different as I can? Because obviously, you might not be able to make it completely different, but just how can I make it different? How can I take it my own direction rather than just uploading videos and charging people to view them? Rather than sort of work all this out, I thought I'd just basically plug the mic in and discuss it with myself out loud, which means you get to hear it. So I might sound like a bit of a maniac. I'm just trying to let you hear how I go through the idea of trying to fit this in. So I've actually got no idea where this is going to go. So by the end of the episode, we might not have any answers whatsoever. So I apologise to the future you about the outcome of this. Let's see what we come up with. I've made a couple of notes which I was making through the book, so I will base it on those. So if I want to create a way of helping people to get started with their business or their idea, what can I do? I could create an ebook. I did think about an ebook guide, or like a help pack or something that people can follow along, and then a lot of people give that away with their emails to get people's emails, so that's kind of an option. But a whole ebook, knowing my skill set, really writing is not particularly one of them, to be honest. And if I'm honest, I don't think I could be bothered. Is the totally honest answer. I don't think I could be bothered to sit and write an ebook with about 20 pages of instructions about how to set up a WordPress website. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. I know I'm not going to do it. It sounds like a great idea, but that's why I'm recording this podcast and not typing it as a blog post, because it's not going to happen. So at the minute, that whole idea is out for me. I'm not going to head down that route at the moment. I would like to give something away for my email sign-ups. So if you go onto my website now, you can sign up to join my email list. And I suppose I do kind of need to give you the point is, you need a reason for people to give you their email address, because it's actually it's very valuable. Someone's email address is very valuable to the person selling. But again, because I'm not actually selling anything at the moment, I kind of need something to give someone. So we'll come back to that. But at the minute, I'm not going to write a big ebook and guide and sell it on the Kindle store or whatever. I'm not going to do that. So what else have we got? Like I was saying, video courses are very popular, and that is a good direction here. I know people will watch videos to learn something, and they will pay to watch a video, because it's weird. If a video is for free, I don't know why, it always seems like it's free because you're not quite getting everything, even though you may be. But for me, it feels like if it's a free video, what are they holding back? Is it like the next part of the video that you have to buy? Or is it some, a few like the key setting up sections that they don't quite show you? I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's like a placebo effect where I don't quite trust it because it's free. But if you pay for a video course, you expect to be held by the hand all the way through from start to finish, and you expect a certain outcome, whereas your expectancy with a free video is not quite as high because it's free. You haven't committed any money to it, so it doesn't really bother you too much. If you watch a video halfway through and you think, I can't be bothered anymore, it doesn't matter. All you've lost is your 20 minutes of the time or whatever it was at. But if you stop watching a video course halfway through, you're just wasting your own money, so it kind of spurs you on. So I know people will pay to watch videos or paid for the right content to help them learn, which is good. That's a good sign, and I know they will because I've done it myself. So the only issue I have with creating videos is that there are, again, thousands of videos on YouTube teaching you how to do pretty much everything. But again, they are all free. So I don't want to just create the same content that's free and then charge for it, because that doesn't make me stand out at all, does it? It just makes me stand out in a worse way. So that's not great. And I'm not in the position to sort of tell people how to be successful. If they follow this video, they will be successful, because that is the whole point of this podcast, isn't it? I'm not currently successful. I'm working it out. So the idea is that I'm sharing my journey with you guys to try and make money. So I don't really want to say if you follow this video through, by the end of it you'll have a certain amount of income, because some of them do say that. I'm not really happy about that. So that's not going to happen either. So what else have we got? I'm just, as you can see, I don't have anything planned here. I'm just literally thinking aloud. So like I said, I could do a video course. Again, if we look at the video courses, if you go for like one of the there's lots of big video course people, and they generally, there might be, I don't know how many, it might be 12 hours of video that you get access to. Generally, it's like $997, and you get access to their guaranteed success course, or whatever subject that it's on. But obviously they work because there's lots of people doing them. But I'm thinking, do I want to join the red waters of course creating, where I just create a premium course, charge $997, as that seems to be the number. Apparently, I think it's anything that ends in a 7 or a 3 get the best results, which is weird because you'd think it'd be 99, wouldn't you? But apparently I've heard on a few podcasts that there's been some research that ending it in a 7 or a 3 is the most successful. So I suppose 997 is the closest you can get to 1,000, isn't it? But do I want to do that? I don't know. What else have we got? So the other sort of route is, as I've spoken before, is putting a course on Udemy, which obviously have a huge audience. A lot of people use Udemy, so you gain a lot of audience. But again, it's on their platform, which I'm not so keen on basing a whole business on someone else's platform. So you've got to use people's tools, that's fine. And their courses sell anywhere from like £10 to £400. Yeah, that is an option. But again, I am just creating, if you type in, there's thousands of courses. If you just type in, starting a business course, there's loads up there. So do I really want to jump in and start competing with the same people that I've watched? Not really. So as I've said before, as far as I've sort of discovered over the last sort of couple of years, my skills tend to be connecting people and helping them work out what they want. So I always seem to know someone who's done something, or if someone asks me, do I know anyone who can do some programmer? I always seem to know some programmer or an artist, or there's always someone I can, or if I can't, I'll find them. So that tends to be my skill set, finding people who can help other people. But that puts me in the middle. It's kind of hard making money if you're in the middle, because you're just connecting people, so it gets hard where to charge them and who to charge. I've got skills with WordPress, and basically just setting up a website. I'm not a coder. I cannot program or code whatsoever. Just some basic. I know some basic HTML and CSS, but that is literally it. I couldn't create anything with just code. So I'm a visual builder. I've tried to learn programming, but I just my maths is shocking. So there's no chance of me. And maths is quite prominent in programming. So anyway, it's off subject. I've got a technology background from lots of different jobs. And a lot of those jobs include customer service and talking to people. Working with people around technology is kind of where I'm good. That's where I'm sort of focusing in on a bit more. Okay, so how do I leave this red pool of course creation, video creation, and then make my own blue pool from this area, or ocean, I should say? So how do I leave this? What can I do that's different on video creation? So maybe selling a big 997 hours and hours long video course is maybe not what I'm favouring so much anymore, which at first I think that's where I was going. But how do I make it different? How about is there a way of like doing a smaller... So one of the problems with the 997 is, the reason why I haven't bought these courses is it's too much money up front. And even when they split it into 3 easy payments, it's still $997, pounds, whatever it is. So maybe there's a way of making like a smaller bite-sized way of doing it. Don't know. Is there any way of making them like almost like a subscription where you just pay and get access? So, like, I mean, I kind of like the idea of a mastermind group. I really hate the phrase mastermind group, but it's the best way of. You all understand what I mean with a mastermind group. You know, you get together, you help each other discuss stuff and help each other move on. You know, they're supposed to be smallish groups of people, so you can all sort of talk and help. So if I could pick a way to doing it, and if I take away the how do I, because I'm thinking how I need to make money. That's what I'm here for. So if I stop thinking about how to make money, and if I was already rich but I still wanted to help people, how would I do it? And that's got to what do I think the best way of helping people? I think to have a group of people all at similar stages. So you're all kind of either right at the start and you've just got an idea. It's all in the same stage. So you're right at the start of your journey. You want to create a business. Where do you start? So let's take that as a group. If you had 10 people, 10 of you all at that same stage, then okay. So I'm just here again. Like I said, sorry, this is a bit rambly, but I'm literally just thinking about it as I'm going along. So a group of people at similar stages together who could all help each other. So maybe if they all had slightly different skill sets, would be nice. I mean, you can't control what skills people have got, obviously. But maybe I could pair people up. So if I had 20 people, maybe I could get the list of their skills and then like separate them into two groups. But the idea is that let's just go with 10 people, all with slightly different skill sets. And then the agreement is that so you're in the group, you discuss what your skills are and what your business you want to create. And then the other 9 people can take turns to chip in to see if they can help you. So see if they've got any skills. So if they're a designer and you're not, they can say, well, yeah, I can help. I can offer you design skills. I mean, you could obviously pay each other for the skills that you're using. That's fine. But it's someone that you trust, someone that you know, because you're going to get to know them. If you stick with the same 10 people, you're going to know them over time. So maybe, yeah, so you could swap your skills between themselves. But you'd be a bit more. You'd like have a share, like shares in all the other 9 people's business, but not a physical share. I mean, like a mental share in the business, because it'd feel like you're helping towards it, if you know what I mean. So I like the idea. Of meeting up in person to do this. But if this is a side business or like something you're just starting, who the hell has the money and spare time to travel all over? You're not going to be within 10 miles of each other, are you? So I definitely don't have the time or money to do that. Maybe if you're in if this is your full-time business and it's like stage 5, if we call them in stage 1 is the beginning. If you're in stage 5, you could afford to meet up or something. If we're all gazillionaires and we can afford a helicopter each, then we can meet up and do the discussion. We could, yes, this is it. This is the future. You ready? When we're all gazillionaires, the little groups, we're going to meet up and we'll hire like a really old pirate ship, and we'll have like the meeting on the pirate ship and at sea. That'd be amazing. Yes, that's it. That's what's happening, by the way. That's the plan. Pirate ship meetups. Mega. Anyway, where were we? So if we're not meeting in person until the pirate ship, how do we communicate in a private but easy way? I mean, Facebook is obviously, a Facebook group. But again, Facebook, I'm not sure. So how can we? Okay, my past in online communities is computer games. That's where I've got all my. In fact, that's where a lot of my tech skills have come from, playing computer games, because I just had to learn to make my games work properly and work better. So I always end up learning these tools and cool programs that I found just so I could play online games easier. So if I think about back to then, if we were like planning raids and events and meetups online on the computer game, it was always a bit of a nightmare. I mean, we've had like a forum before where you posted up, we're all meeting on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Reply here if you're going to make it. And it was great, providing people actually went to the forum, logged in, and then checked what the next event was. And you normally get, 7 of the 10 people checking it, and then the others not. And it became a bit of a nightmare. It did get much easier when we started meeting on voice chat. And there was a program called Ventrilo. It was basically like a how do I explain it? Like a Skype call, but without the video. It was just like a chat room for voice. So you just go into the chat room, but it'd be an audio chat room. So you could, like, if you were the leader of the chat room, you could mute everybody else so you could talk uninterrupted, and you could give people rights to talk and all that sort of stuff. Or you could let everyone talk, whatever. But it made it really easy planning stuff because you just had to go into the chat room and listen, and you could discuss what you were going to do, what plans you had, any help you needed with quests and all that. And that made it so much easier that we could all just sit in the chat room and organise stuff. So that's how I've done it before. So I quite like that idea. I quite like that. So if we put that into a business sense, so say we could all meet up online and help each other by discussing it in an audio group. Okay, that's pretty good. I quite like that idea. So these days when I'm playing games, because I said my past, but it's actually what I'm doing now anyway, playing games. There's a program called Discord, which is, it's totally free, and you can create, and it lets you create text chat rooms and and voice chat rooms, so you can have both, and you can like give permissions to who can access each chat room and each voice room. So maybe we could turn it into like instead of for computer games. I mean, it is designed for games, but you can use it for anything. It's just you can just follow a link and join the Discord. It's called a Discord server. So you just join the server and you get put into whatever group or chat room that you belong to. So how can I do that with business? So say we had our mastermind. I'm going to call it mastermind for now until I think of a better word. So say we had a group of 10 people and we had a Discord server. You joined the server, which was, again, the program's free, so you could join that. But in the text chats, chat rooms, you can post like pictures and videos as well, so you could share stuff in there, and it's totally private to whoever's got access. So you could make you have got a little private community there. So maybe people could pay a monthly fee to be part of that little mastermind group on Discord, and then we could like set certain times, because you can notify people by doing the @ sign, just like on Twitter and stuff. If you @ people or @ everyone, they all get a notification to their phone, because the app's on your phone as well. So you could set up like a monthly or weekly or whatever you decide between you, a weekly meetup on a Friday night at 8 p.m. We go on there and we basically just sit in the chat room, start from person 1. They can say what their business is, what things they're struggling with at the minute, and then again take it in turns. You can all sit and help each other, share pictures, share things, files, anything you need help with. So that's pretty good. So maybe that's the way. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anyone else doing this. I mean, maybe there is, but it's not many. I've not come across any that do this. But I like the idea. That feels a bit more natural to me. So that's kind of what I'm liking. I mean, I'm going to assume that if I created this and I had, let's just say I knew 10 entrepreneurs, if I made this free, this chat room, would they want to join it? Would you join and yes, they probably would. I mean, if you had a chat room, oh yeah, you can sit around and all help each other, it's totally free, you're probably quite likely to join it. But again, being free has a couple of major drawbacks to me anyway. So the first drawback, I think, is if you make it free and you don't give it an actual value, if you don't give it a price, people won't value it either, because like I was saying before, you're more likely to complete something if you've paid for it. So if you see something's free, you might go, oh yeah, I'll just sign up, I might use it, might not. And then you're going to have hundreds of people in there that never log on. It looks dead because it's only actually 10% of the people who are active. So that never looks good. So if you're paying for it every month, you're not going to join up and just never log on again, are you? So that's why I think you do have to pay for it. I think it's important to pay for something like that. And the second drawback for me is that if it's free, I don't make any money. Yeah, that is, to be totally honest. I need this to make money. So, but the first point is very valid, I think. So those two reasons, it needs to be something I charge for. I mean, maybe I could scale the price so the earlier that you join, the cheaper it is. So if you join within the first 6 months of me launching it, for instance, it'll be, I don't know, it'll be £20 a month. If you join in the second 6 months, it'll be £25 and then £30. So the longer you leave it, the more expensive it gets. Maybe, don't know. Yeah. Okay. So what else have we got? What else can I think about? Again, this is just me thinking out loud, but I mean, all I can base it on is at this stage, in my own view, again, because I'm only discussing this with myself, would I be willing to pay $9.97 for a course for this? No, is my answer. Because one, I don't have $9.97, and if I had $9.97, it wouldn't be the first thing I'd spend it on. But would I pay to have access to a small group of people in exactly the same or very similar stages to me? Would I pay to have access to them in exchange for like me offering help and my skills, and in exchange for them helping me? So what would I value that? Would I be happy? I'd be happier paying a monthly fee, like a Netflix or an Audible subscription, something like that, but for business. I have actually, now I've just said that, there is something called a mentor box. Have you heard about this? A mentor box subscription, where I think it's $7 or $10 a month, and you get access to ask successful mentors questions, something like that. So maybe I don't know how they do it, but I know there is something like that, but I don't know. Anyway, just something to look at. So what would I pay to have £20 a month? Would I pay £20 a month? So £5 a week to get access. I mean, that's £20 a month, pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things, right? I mean, it's not massive, is it? But is that, as a customer, £20 a month's not massive. But for me, is that enough to be worthwhile? So what, £20 a month would be, hang on, calculator. Let me get the calculator out. Okay, so if I get 30 people to sign up for this mastermind group, all paying £20 a month, it's £600 a month. I'd get £600 a month for 30 people. But 30 people, is that a bit? I think 30 is too many. That's like a school class, isn't it? Yeah. I think 30 for a group, I think that's too big. Should I charge more per month and have less people, or have a few groups and cap them at 20 people? Don't know. What do you reckon? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Because you've got to be comfortable talking in this group. And if you think about it, if you're going to be sat in a virtual room talking to these people, if there's 20 or 30, you've got to listen to all their stories, and you're not going to remember half of these, are you? So maybe the group should be 10. Let me know. What do you think? What number do you think would you be happy talking in front of and listening to as well? That's part of the deal. You've got to help other people. I mean, if you're not willing to sit and help other people, you're probably not the right person to join. But that's kind of something I can think about if, further down the line. But anyway, let me know. I'd like to know what you think. So I don't think huge groups are going to be very good, because you're going to have a few people that will naturally, even if they don't mean to, they will naturally hog the focus of the group because they're the loudest or they're the most knowledgeable. And then that kind of puts off the people who aren't confident as well. You've got to remember that people aren't always that confident talking in front of people. So yeah, I think a smaller group is a good idea. So it needs to be small enough to be able to make. It needs to be small enough for every single person to be able to talk about their idea, but big enough to get a wide variety of skills from those people. But again, it also needs to be profitable. So it needs to be a cost that is. People would be happy. Again, let me know. What would you be willing to pay a month, if anything? I mean, if you think none, let me know. But I mean, is there a price you'd be happy to pay, weekly or monthly, or offer a 6-month to year-month subscription that's cheap, works out cheaper monthly? Maybe something like that as well. Okay, so I mean, if you're talking longer term, so I suppose there are some long-term things to consider. Would I need to be involved in every single group? So would I have to do a group at a time and be the same person in each group, which would be difficult because I won't be at the same stage because I would have moved on with the group, you'd hope. Or do I not get involved at all, and then I just sit in as like the middleman again and just help people help each other? Or do I jump around? If it just to say long term, I have 5 mastermind groups with 10 people in each. Do I have 10 people and then I just jump between each group once a week or twice a week or once a day and just see how everyone's getting on? It depends if I trust everybody to be helping each other without me having to be there. So that's another thing I've got to think about. Yeah, I mean, or do I spend, let's say I spend a couple of months taking people's submissions to join the groups, and then I split them up into the skill sets. So if I get the list of the skills, I just spread the skill sets around. But obviously, it depends how many people apply. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, or do I run one group for 6 months, no interruptions, and then open it again when everyone's finished and they can stay in a group together? Yeah, I don't know. I'm asking you, but I'm not really asking you. I'm just... I am asking you. Let me know. Let me know what you think. This will be very interesting. It would be much easier if I had someone else here to discuss this with, because when you hear someone else say it out loud, you realise that's a stupid idea. But I don't hear that. Instead, you're hearing the stupid idea. So, sorry about that. Anyway. Okay, but that's definitely an avenue to explore. I think that is definitely a way to create my own blue ocean from the red oceans of the online courses. That's definitely a split. That's definitely a fork off the main ocean. Okay. Well, anyway, let me know what you think about the idea. If I do get any ideas, this is the sort of thing that I will be sending out on the email list. This is where I'll be sending it out first. So if you do want to join my email list, go to the website. A little pop-up comes up right hand side. Just give me your name and your email address, and that's where I will be posting out anything that I post about this. Of course, you'll hear it on the podcast anyway, but hey, I'd like people to join my email list, so I've got to ask. Okay, so I was going to actually, as you remember, I do have my t-shirt brand, the Backyard Goat, and I was going to talk about this. How could I do the same strategy in that brand as well? But I think this has already gone pretty long and deep. Yeah, giggity. So I'll save that for. I'll do a separate episode on the Backyard Goat and how I can use this strategy again. How I can implement this in that. Maybe I'll plan it out a bit more, so it's not just me talking to myself, working it out. Anyway, let me know what you think. I think that wraps up the main part of the show. That is the main discussion that you're going to get. So it's probably time to apologise to that future you now, because you're here now. So sorry about that. We didn't actually get an answer, but we got somewhere. I think we as in my brain and we came up with a good route to go down anyway. It's definitely somewhere to start. And I like the idea. It makes me excited. I think that's pretty cool. That's a good start. Okay, so let's go to the iTunes reviews. Okay, well, that was a short section because there are no reviews this week. Oh, no. So, if you'd like to leave a review, I would be very happy and very pleased. So please head over to iTunes, leave the show a review. I know everybody says this, but it helps the podcast get discovered and helps it grow. So if you don't mind, if you haven't already left one, please leave a review. It would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Contact details, you know this by now. Cashflow Pirate on Instagram, Twitter. You can email me, richard@cashflowpirate.com. What else do we have? The website, like I said, is up and I'm changing it live. So if you want to see how it progresses, and that is the point of me making it live without being completed, go to cashflowpirate.com. You can see it doesn't look particularly good at the minute. Logo's terrible. I knocked it up in some app I had on my PC. So I will be changing it, and I'll explain how I change stuff in future episodes. So I'll explain the development of the website a bit more. I'm not going into like crazy detail about plugins and settings. I just mean I'll let you know what I did to make things look better or worse. It depends on, it's subjective, isn't it? But if you want to have a look, and you can go on there and see all that. I do plan on helping. This part of it is me helping people to get their website up and running and make it useful. So like I have here, like saying about collecting email addresses, you do definitely need to try and create, whatever your business is, you need to create an email list. It's quite important to sort of get on that at the start as well. I probably should have. Well, no, probably I don't know. Last week I was talking about things to get started. The 3 key things. And like I said, I didn't want to go into website kind of domain stuff because that's a bit more in depth for what that episode was. But building an email list would be probably number 4 on that list. It would be one of the next sections. So just have a think about starting an email list when you can. You just need, again, you don't need much. You just need a landing page online. So you really do need a domain name and some hosting, so you can put your landing page on, and then you can put your email capture form on there. But it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can just be one page with a sign up form. So bear that in mind. Anyway, I think that's everything for this week. So thank you again for listening. I hope this was. Well, I've got to edit this yet, so I'm going to hear how much waffle and rambling there were. I'll try and cut out any really long ums and e's, and as you can hear my brain thinking. But you're going to have some of them, I'm afraid. So thank you very much for listening. I don't know what the next episode is yet. It depends how this goes. I haven't actually planned anything for next episode, so it's a complete surprise. So if I don't speak to you beforehand, Happy New Year. Or if this is after, I hope you had a Happy New Year. And I'll speak to you soon. Okay, take care. Ciao for now.